Hello and welcome to DCG Transporters. This is the latest van to leave the workshop, so we wanted to show you a quick tour around before it goes. This is probably one of my favorites. So T5.1, I do have a bit of a soft spot for those. They are a really good van, like them very much. It's twin slider. Quite like that as well. It gives a little bit of versatility to the other side of the cabinet that you don't sometimes either get to see, get to use. Yeah, so it just goes to show you what's possible with a twin slider. So really worth seeing our take on that. So stick around and we'll walk through the whole van with you. In the meantime, shameless plug. Do give the video a like and please do subscribe. It really does help us as a channel grow. And yeah, and we hope to see you in some future videos. And don't forget all the other stuff that we've done as well. Go and check that out. There is some really useful stuff in there. So let's flip the camera around and go and take a look at what we've been up to. So like I said, this is a T5.1, so reflex silver, about 2014, so coming to the end of the T5.1, so I think really nice spec fan. This is a Highline 180, so it's an engine that does throw a few wobblies if it hasn't been particularly well looked after, but if you check out our previous video of the condition video that we recommend that you watch if you're out to go and buy a van, this is the example we used as to that, most favoured thing to look for: condition. This thing is immaculate. It has been looked after so well by its previous owners and current owner, and it's going to be a great van long term. So really important, buy on condition. So this 2014 T5.1 is a 180 bi-turbo. They're not to go into lightly, so do check them properly if you're looking at a bi-turbo engine. There are a few things that we've covered on other videos and other people have covered, so do check that out before you purchase. But condition, look at it, it's lovely. And like I said, it's got to be one of my favourite vans. I love a 5.1, got a real soft spot for them. I think they are such a great van. Mechanically better, you could argue, than the T5, and mechanically simpler than a T6 or a 6.1, where they start to get very complicated. So this 5.1, I think, is a really nice sweet spot for vans. It's a great van. So yeah, tailgate model, again, that really does appeal, doesn't it, if you're turning them into a camper. So go around this way, and then yeah, you can see it's a twin slider. But otherwise, vehicle's really standard as it's left as factory. We've added a pop top roof and it's had some additional glazing added to the rear quarters. But other than that, it's a great standard looking van. So T30, so yeah, it's got a good weight capacity. But, what a lovely thing. I do have a soft spot for silver and I have a soft spot for a 5.1. So you've got my attention with this one. It's really lovely van. So let's check out the outside of this 5.1. Yeah, looking at this one, it's just got a matte black wrap onto the bonnet. It's got the DRL, so factory xenon headlights on this. Really nice option. Factory alloys. It's left the factory as a very high spec van. And yeah, it's a great van. So yeah, let's go and jump on the inside. There we go. So nice. So satin black furniture, birch core, really lovely. Oh yeah, soak that in. What a great space. Fan shades, blinds all round. The pop top is in suede with the VW logo embossed in. Really nice. Bifold bed to maximise that roof height for standing with a U-shaped bed. So yeah, really handy. So passenger seat is a single captain's on the swivel, which is really nice. And then underneath we've just got the inverter control 240 socket. You can see just nestled away underneath the driver's seat is the lithium battery and all the associated components sitting underneath there. You've got 240 sockets up on the splashback. The diesel heater controls USB-Cs and USB-As, and then go into the main cabinet itself. You've got the fridge in there and the heater outlet there, and then the floor. Yeah, it's our favourite, isn't it? This is the light oak ship deck style flooring, really hard wearing. Yeah, and then we've got oak worktop and the oak table on our 360 leg, which just gives you the best sort of use of that table. It'll spin round into a variety of positions. If you're keen-eyed, you can just about see the Vanshades chair pod hidden down the back there. Really nice addition. So yeah, let's jump in and we'll go through some of the finer points on it. So starting off down the front here, as you come into the van, we've got our porta potty storage area. So accessible from both sides, so easy to get the porta potty out if you're using it and you need to empty it, because obviously they do become quite heavy, so you don't want to have to lift it over anything. Having to lift porta potties about is a massive chore, and you'll appreciate obviously why we've put it in a drawer that's accessible, and it's also accessible nighttime as well. We see loads of people wanting to leave the the toilet in a little porta potty in like a buddy box or something like that. Yeah, it works really nice if you're going to take it out of the van, but trust me, you're going to hurt your back doing it. It's not a very nice item to be moving around at a very low height, so you're going to be stooped over, bent around, not that great. So you want to literally move it as less as possible. So having it tucked away in the drawer is just super handy, and that drawer is accessible whether it's in the day mode like it is now, or night mode when it's turned into a bed. So you've got floor space free, pull the porta potty out when you need it, put it away when you don't. So yeah, great storage place for that. And then just underneath here, I use this little storage area for my little camping accessories. So my tent pegs and my little mallet go there. So when you get to the campsite, they're just hidden in this little void, and then you've got access to quickly get awning up or canopy or whatever you're doing, and all the bits are in there. So like we said, we've got night heater outlet coming out through there, so the ducting for that. Nice little fridge. We've colour matched the door, and the door is hinged correctly for access whilst you're camping in the van. So really handy that. Really big cupboard in there, and it's obviously backed because this is a twin slider, so we'll go through that in a second. Nice slide out drawers, come out real decent distance, really nice. Got another one here. Yeah, look at the size of that. Look. Excellent. And you can access these drawers while it's in bed mode as well. They are above the bed. So you get that in there. So our oak worktop, really nice piece of oak, and then we've got the sockets hidden in that splashback up there, and the diesel heater controller as well. Auto-term diesel heater with the programmable comfort controller, which is really nice. So Vanshades blinds, as you can see, going around there in the iron colour, which is really cool, really nice. If I sit down on the back here, yeah, you can just see them, and what a nice big space. The U-shape is an excellent one for space in the van. They just maximise that small van space. Really lovely. So the blind, really easy to use. Got a little scoop in there. There we go. You've got that there. And then it goes down, blackout. Really nice. Over on the passenger side, you've got your light controller, so you can turn your lights on and off. And then you've got dimmer as well, because they are quite powerful LEDs, so you will want to dim them down. nighttime especially, you know, if you're reading or anything like that, it's very bright. So they're really good for that. So they, you know, as you get into that point where it's just about getting, you know, a bit dusky, or you know, sort of like it's getting dull outside, you can put the lights on and they're very, very bright. But night times where you just want to chill out a little bit, you can knock them down on the dimmer, and the dimmer is easily located for use on that C pillar. So when you're coming into the van, sliding the door open, it's a really natural position to just pop your right hand onto that, turn the lights on, easy. And then, like I said, underneath that, you've then just got USB-C and USB-A controller. So very, very nice. Captain seat, got to be done, isn't it? Captain seats are excellent. That's what you want on the passenger side. So let's swivel around here. Let me sit down. So these 360 tables that we go on about, and the reason why we do tell you about them on every video is that they are just brilliant. So the way that they'll operate, let's just move me to you over there, is so if you're sitting in the van, you want to seat a few people around it, the table will move, and because it's eccentric, you can get it either further down the van, bring it further up the van, across. It's just a great use of the table, you know. So it's small enough to get around, so if you do need to move in and out of the van, you're not going to be, you know, struggling to get around it because it's too wide, but it's also big enough for at least 2 people that way. Or if you're just going to have 4 people around it playing cards, games, nice board game set up on here or something like that, it's just really lovely. You'll get good, you know, space around it for that really lovely social seating, interaction, and yeah, just makes it super practical as well. So let's take a little look around to the back of the van, and you can see what the buddy box is like and the chair pod as well. So let's scoot the camera around and we can have a look in here. So here's the layout from the rear. We've got our buddy box in there, which is removable. Great little thing, loads and loads of space in there. And if you don't use it with the buddy box, then you have a load through area. So you can get a mountain bike in there, a couple of bikes, a kayak, or, you know, it then lends itself to practical use. You know, if you have to do a run to the recycling centre or anything like that, then yeah, you've got a really practical van still that you haven't, you know, made, so you can only use it for camping. So really good. So let's have a look at, you've got storage space on this side, really big cupboard in there, accessible through this door, and then the front half of this cupboard is accessed through the top of this cushion. I'll show you that in just a second. This particular van being a tailgate model, we've set up with the hookup on the hidden flap, so that's really nice. It's got the 240 hookup into there, and then on the opposite side we have our slide out kitchen. So that is a big slide out kitchen here with drawer, so you've got all your utensils, bits and bobs in there, and then main cupboard in there. And this finish on the top, brushed stainless steel. It is really nice, especially with the black. It looks absolutely super. Now it's going to be a much more practical surface for cooking on, doing a bit of prep. Easy wipe down, easy clean, and super hygienic as well. And it looks amazing. I absolutely love it. It's the first one we've done in this brushed stainless, and I think we'll be doing some more. It's just a really super finish on that. I really like it, and I said particularly with the black, it just looks brilliant. I love it. So this drawer is capable of taking up to 200 kilos on those runners. It locks out, so therefore it can't accidentally slide back into the van if you're using the Kadak on the top there. This space is specifically designed for a Kadak cooker or something similar, so twin burner. You can also use that with like an induction hob. You can, you know, one of the nice portable induction hobs that you can get, they can sit on there and you can run the power through the cupboard. Yeah, very nice a little pull-out kitchen. So let's have a look at the buddy box in more detail. We'll get the buddy box out now and we can go through that. It's a simple slide out, but also it won't slide forward because it's sitting up against those stays there. So it's specifically designed so it stays in location in the van and doesn't present any danger if you do have to brake hard. So yeah, very, very nice little thing. So let me grab that and I'll show you what we've got. So here's a little buddy box out of the van. As you can see, it's a lovely little cube and offers a really decent but practical storage. Really super. It's on little feet, nice little rubber feet, so it's not going to do any damage to the floor. And like I said, it locks into position with these stops, so it cannot slide forward in the van. And with it out of the van, like I said, you now get this really practical load through space. You can still leave the cushion on there, so the U-shape still works as a U-shape without the buddy box in there. It's just an additional piece of storage that if you want to move into the awning, or if you want to, you know, keep in the van or put in the garage if you're going to go and do something else with the van, then everything still works, even if you don't bring that with you. So yeah, I like them. They're just so easy. And you've got another little seat to sit on if you want to as well. Move that cushion and then obviously that can sit on the top of the buddy box, and you've got another little stool if you want it to be outside the van as well. So really nice. So while we've got the buddy box out of the van, this now shows you the lovely load through area that we've got, which now means the van is accessible from the tailgate as well as the sliding door. So it just gives you another point of access. We've moved the little flap underneath the cushion, so that's now turned it from the U-shape into these two side pods. I think it's excellent because it just gives you the best of both worlds. So you've got really practical load space, nice seating area still, and you've gone from a U-shape to the side pods in like no time whatsoever, and then your little buddy box is still accessible. If you want that, you can pop that back in and you can go from there. But this space will now take your kayaks, your mountain bikes, road bikes, whatever else you want to load in there that's either long or a bit cumbersome, quite big. You've still got the practicality of the van as well as being a camper, so it works really, really well. You can put a load bar on the back there if you need to for securing your bikes down. You can still keep the table in there at the same time, so the bikes will still fit in there with the table. You just push it towards one side, and yeah, it's just really, really practical. A lovely solution to keeping your van as practical as possible, but also having that camper van as well. So let's quickly have a look at it in full-on night mode. So this is the double bed, and it's a lovely space, as you can see. So it's the standard size of a 3/4 rock and roll bed up to the cabinet, but where the U-shape excels is it's got that extra piece at the side there coming up, which is going to give you a lot more shoulder room. So when you're sleeping, if there's two of you together on the bed, it's going to just give you that broad width at the top to give your shoulders a bit more space and to give you a bit more of a comfortable night. So it's nice to sort of spill into that area. Just makes it a little bit more comfortable than having the standard 3/4 bed, which can be for some quite restrictive. While we're around on the tailgate, also as well, check out the chair pod. They are a excellent idea for keeping your chairs out of the way, not taking up any storage, and always available. So you're never going to leave them at home. You can't forget them. They're stowed in there. Excellent idea. So the thing that makes this van a little bit unique is the slider on the driver's side. So not as popular to convert vans into camper vans with that slider on the driver's side, but you can, and it does make a really lovely van. So let's see what we've done to this one in order to get that lovely finish without it looking like it's incomplete or you've got open cupboards at the back of that behind that sliding door. So let's have a look and spin the camera around. So there we go, it's the back of the cupboard. Still got access to the inside if you need, through the door. We've also made it so nothing falls down through the step. All of the cabinet doors and drawers are on really nice quality catches, and they're also on soft close hinges as well. So the fridge is completely enclosed, although it does have a vent on that side to aid with cooling, and the wiring that goes into the splashback again is all completely hidden within the splashback itself, so nothing is left unfinished on the sliding door. Little infill panels just to finish everything off, and the heater box down there all finished as well. So it's just a really nice solution to the sliding door on the driver's side. So if you do get a van with twin sliders, it's not going to stop you from turning it into a camper van. We can make it look really, really nice and super finished as well, so nothing gets forgotten. So let's talk a little bit about the spec inside this van. So what's it going to be like when you go camping? So you've got your kitchen and everything all built into the drawer at the back in the furniture. Your porta potty is stowed away inside this pod, just kept really, really nice. So equipment wise, 12-volt leisure system as standard, as you'd expect in the camper van. This one's on a lithium setup, so really nice lithium battery from Fogstar, 105 amp hour. So that's going to give you plenty of off-grid potential if you want to. It's going to be able to sustain the fridge and the heater for a reasonable amount of time. So you're going to get a good few days out of that as well. 160 watt solar panel up on the roof is going to keep everything lovely charged up. Summertime and winter time, you'll still get a little bit of draw from that. Obviously it depends on the cloud cover and where you are. And then you've got 240 electrics when you're on a campsite, and an inverter to give you 240 while you're off a campsite. And that's got our switching relay in it. So what I mean by that is we use the same sockets whether you're on inverter power, so off-grid power, or on 240 hookup power from the campsite, sorry. That's really nice, because some of the systems you have a separate socket for when you're on 240, a separate socket for when you're on inverter power, and you just end up with sockets everywhere. I know some people want sockets all over the van, but it just makes it look really untidy. There's only so many places you're going to want to, have something plugged in. So we've got 3 sockets in the van that do 240. We have purposely kept one of those purely as inverter power, but that's tucked up out of the way. And then the other 2 switch between what we'd call 240 shore power, which is your campsite power. So if you're plugged in on grid, so into the campsite, the sockets are live from the campsite, so you're getting that campsite power coming into the van. But if you're away from the campsite, those sockets on the splashback also work on inverter power, so you can still, use 240 volt equipment while you're away from a normal power source. So yeah, really, really good. That relay is seamless. It favors 240 hookup power, but then if you switch on to inverter power, it moves over and then turns those sockets into inverter power. So really, really good setup. And then we've got USB fast chargers through the USB-C ports and USB standard chargers through USB-A ports, and they're on both sides of the van. And we've also got them up in the pop top as well. So I think that's enough. So you've got 2 USB-A chargers up in the pop top on flexi lights down there. So if you are up in the bed at the top, you've got 2 USB-A ports sitting up there. You've got 2 USB-A ports sitting on the driver's side of the van, and then 1 USB-A on the passenger side sitting just behind me here. They all have USB-Cs on them as well, with the exception of the flexi lights up on the top. We're still waiting for somebody to come up with USB-Cs on them, but they seem to be stuck on the USB-As at the minute. So, but that'll happen. Everybody is now slowly, changing into USB-Cs. It's becoming the most popular sort of USB plug-in. So we will see that. So the inverter in this one is a 1000-watt inverter, so that's going to power smaller equipment while you're off grid, and that does have a surge of up to 2000. So when you do first start it up, if the
item that you've plugged in does demand quite a bit of a surge to start with, then it will peak at 2000, but it's a continuous 1000-watt inverter. And then you've got, like we said, we've got your night heater in here, so your diesel heater. That's an auto-turn one, and that's the programmable one with the comfort controller. So the thermostat is set back from the heater itself, so more in towards the sort of live-in space of the van. And that has got 3 programmable timers on it, so you can set it up in the morning if you wish, when you're getting up. If you're getting up early and it's going to be a cold start, you can get that ready and warming up the van, and it'll be nice and comfortable for when you then start your journey. So you set that for half an hour or so before you want to leave, and that makes that really, really lovely. The fridge in this van is a Boo fridge, which also has Bluetooth capability. Now, we did kind of mock them when they first came out, and I was like, what do you want a Bluetooth fridge for? So for me, it's like, it's just over there, you can get it, but it does make a little bit of sense. I quite like it, actually. As we've been mucking about with it on the app, I'm enjoying it more than what I thought I would. So it's nice to have it as a bit of extra, isn't it? You know, it's like, I wouldn't have thought it would have been the most popular thing to be used in the van, but it is there. Now, the only really practical thing I can think of using that for is, you've gone to bed, the temperature's quite low outside, so the ambient temperature's lowish, and the van is obviously quite a stable temperature. And if you're not going to be in and out of the fridge, you could obviously shut that up for the evening, and then potentially turn it off, which is going to conserve power. Now, it is very lazy, but if you don't want to go and reach over and turn the fridge off, if you've got the phone in your hand, you can switch the fridge off. So obviously the phone's going to be closer to you as you're sleeping. You have it stored somewhere near you. Yeah, and then turn the fridge off like that, and then pop it back on in the morning as well. So it will have its uses, I'm sure, but I was still a little bit like, do we really need a Bluetooth on the fridge? But it's there. It's another little something, isn't it? The electrics, again, go back to those. They're all Victron units, so the Victron DC to DC charger, the Victron smart controller for the solar, and a Victron 240 to 12 for the shore power to charge your lithium battery. They're all Bluetooth as well, but I like those being Bluetooth because it makes it really nice and easy to monitor. So you can see everything on your phone, you can see the status of your van battery, you can see the status of your leisure battery, you can see what's going in it in terms of solar, what you're harvesting, what you then might need to, you know, think about if you're going to have to start the van and move the van or do anything like that. Then that's really good to monitor that. And the Fogstar battery has also got its own Bluetooth system with battery management and battery heating. And that will give you an indicator of how long it's going to take to charge. If the battery is a little bit low and you're obviously charging up through either solar or 240 hookup, that'll give you an estimated completion of when that charge is going to finish. And it'll also give you, when you're using the battery, an estimated time of its power range. So if everything's being equal, if you're using the fridge, if the heater's on, the lights are on, you're charging stuff up, then obviously it's going to give you an estimated time of how long that battery is going to last. So that's really good when you're off grid, so you can monitor everything and you know you're going to have enough power to see you through if you are away for a couple of days without having any hookup. So really, really nice to have those on Bluetooth. So it's quite a comprehensive setup in this van. One we really enjoyed building them like this. You know, it does give the van immense flexibility, and it's just got some really good quality equipment in it as well. So it makes it really, really nice to use. So what great little van. I hope you've enjoyed that tour around. We've really enjoyed building this and really love showing you what we've been up to. So please do give it a thumbs up if you've liked the video, and please do remember to subscribe if you'd like to see more from us. And we're trying to bring you the videos as we're getting them, and we're finishing the vans. So yeah, please do stick around and subscribe to the channel. By giving us a thumbs up on the video as well does help us get shared by YouTube. They do like that. So by giving it a thumbs up, it does help other people find our videos and hopefully get some inspiration and some ideas. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.